Thousands of years after the prophecies regarding the drying up of the Euphrates, it's becoming a reality as the Euphrates River has been drying up at a tremendous rate. This occurrence is less shocking than the ancient discoveries that have emerged from the dried river. What are these discoveries, and what are the prophecies? Buckle up your seatbelt as we ride into the Euphrates River history. Stay till the end so you don't miss out on any of the scenarios. The Euphrates River is one of Western Asia's longest and most historically significant rivers. It's one of the two major rivers that flow through the region known as Mesopotamia, the other being the Tigris. The Euphrates obtains most of its water from rainfall and melting snow, resulting in maximum flow around April to May. It has its source in eastern Turkey in the Taurus Mountains. It flows southeast through Syria and Iraq, eventually emptying into the Persian Gulf. It's about 2,800 miles or 4,500 kilometers long. It is an important waterway in the region, serving as a source of irrigation for agriculture and other purposes. The Euphrates and its tributaries also provide a habitat for various plant and animal species. Around the 4th millennium BC, summer experienced the first flowering of civilization, thanks to water from the Euphrates. The river valley served as the heartlands of the later empires of Babylonian and Assyria. Another ancient town near the river is the kingdom of Akkad, 2250 BC, Abraham's likely place of origin. This city left an incredible mark on the world. At the same time, many of the cities in the Euphrates region have been continuously settled for over 3,000 years. Euphrates and its partner Tigris may not be as large as the Nile or other well-known rivers worldwide. Still, they formed the popular Fertile Crescent, which incubated what might have been the world's earliest settled civilizations. The ruins of many of these civilizations sit not too far from the banks of the Euphrates. Similar to the Tigris, there has been controversy over the rights and use of the Euphrates River. At the end of World War I, new borders were established for Turkey by the Treaty of Lausanne in 1923. With the new border, Turkey has large dominance over the headway of the Euphrates and Tigris rivers, rather than the formerly envisioned Kurdish state. Since that time, Turkey has been able to regulate and dictate the flow level for both rivers, giving it authority over its southern neighbors of Iraq and Syria. For a period, the river reigned unregulated. Both rivers continued to flow naturally, and no attention was given to them by the riparian governments. However, in 1960, each riparian government began its own internal developments. Iraq and Syria began the development of intense irrigation and hydroelectric initiatives. In contrast, Turkey began the construction of dams in the southeast region of the country for similar reasons. Since Turkey controlled the headway of the two rivers, the construction of dams worried its southern neighbors, which later led to strained relationships between them. From the 1960s to the 1990s, there needed to be more progress regarding the riparian government's beef. Water ministries met on several ad hoc meetings to rectify the situation. The countries formed some bilateral agreements during this process. Still, the three riparian governments have yet to take any action to coordinate their use of the Tigris and Euphrates. This issue remained until the riparian nations started holding ministerial-level talks about how to use the rivers in the early 2000s. It was a good step forward in riparian coordination and relations, along with other agreements regarding exchanging information. However, the Syrian civil war, which originated from the Arab Spring protest movements, halted this advancement in 2011. The war made the region unstable and seriously interfered with riparian cooperation and coordination. The situation rapidly deteriorated when the so-called Islamic State invaded Iraq in the spring of 2014 and seized sizable portions of the country. Since then, there's been almost no riparian cooperation. Turkey and Syria finished their dams on the Euphrates, the Kaban Dam and the Tubka Dam within a year of each other, and reservoir construction started. At the same time, the region experienced a severe drought, and the river flow toward Iraq declined from 15.3 cubic kilometers in 1973 to 9.4 cubic kilometers in 1975. This situation sparked international strife, with Iraq threatening to bomb the Tubka Dam. With the intervention of Saudi Arabia and Soviet Union, strife ended. The development of dams and irrigation schemes on the Euphrates has greatly impacted the riparian country's ecology and society. However, in recent years, water levels in the Euphrates River have dropped to dangerously low levels. The flow rate from Turkey to Syria territory is less than 0.5 cubic meters per second, less than half of the amount agreed upon by the two nations in 1987. Images obtained at the Rojava Dam in Tishrin, Syria, the second largest dam on the Euphrates River, reveal that the river's water has reduced drastically. The Turkish state, which has been using the Euphrates as a weapon for years, effectively cuts off the water flow to Iraq and Syria. With the pace at which the river is drying up, it will be a humanitarian crisis for those who rely on it as a water source in Syria. Meanwhile, all these are fewer issues than the shocking discovery made at the river. An old tunnel that leads to the underground with a perfect building structure, with neatly arranged stairs still in good shape, was found at the site of the dried river. The then ancient people reportedly built the tunnel beneath the river in 2180 and 2160 BCE to connect the two halves of the city of Babylon. The description of the tunnel construction was given in the life of Apollonius of Tyana, and Babylon is cut asunder by the river Euphrates into similar shape, and an extraordinary bridge passes underneath the river which joins together by an unseen passage the palaces on either bank. Diodorus also describes the construction done by Queen Semiramis. After all these in low ground in Babylon, every square being 300 furlongs in length, lined with brick and cemented with brimstone, and the whole 5 and 30 feet in depth, into this having first turned the river. She then made a passage in the form of a vault from one place to another, whose arches were built of the firm and strong brick, and plastered all over on both sides with bitumen, 4 cubits thick. The walls of this vault were 20 bricks in thickness and 12 feet high, besides and above the arches, and the breadth was 15 feet. This piece of work was finished in 260 days. And the river was turned into its ancient channel again, so that the river flowing over the whole work, Semiramis could go from one palace to the other without passing over the river. She made 2 brazen gates likewise at either end of the vault, which continued to the time of the Persian Empire. According to reports, the tunnel construction started with a temporary dam across the Euphrates. It continued using the cut and cover methods. These occurrences have been prophesied in both the Islamic and Christianity religions. In Islam, some of the hadiths of the Prophet Muhammad suggest that the Euphrates will dry up and disclose unknown wealth that will spark conflict and war. Soon the river Euphrates will disclose the treasure, the mountain of gold, so whoever will be present at that time should not take anything of it. Sahih Bukhari. The Bible also contains some prophecies about the occurrence. It is prophesied in the book of Revelation that shortly the Patmos Euphrates, or breaking forth like the Middle East water, will dry up in preparation for the Battle of Armageddon. But the discovery the Bible made mentioned is different. Revelation 16 verse 12 says, "Then the 6th angel poured out its bowl on the great river Euphrates, and its water was dried up, so that the way of the kings from the east might be prepared. And I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs coming out of the mouth of the dragon, the mouth of the beast, and the mouth of the false prophet." So this river has garnered the attention of many Christians familiar with Bible prophecy, as they know the Euphrates River has an important role to play during the tribulation. With that being said, some already say that drying up the Euphrates River is fulfilling Bible prophecy, while some disagree. One of the disagreement's basis is that the drying up of the Euphrates isn't caused by natural means, such as a rise in temperature or the severity of droughts, and that the drying up of the water in tribulation time, as mentioned in the Bible, won't be due to an intentional diminishing of water. It will be through supernatural means. Over the years, lots of shocking happenings have been recorded. All are pointing to the fact that the end time is near. But how near is this time? No one can say. What do you make of this video? Is the drying up of the Euphrates River a sign of the end times, or just a natural occurrence? We'd love to hear your opinion in the comments section. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to this channel for more videos like this, and hit the notification bell to be notified of our future updates. See you soon.